Dear Black man, I love you, and I thank you for loving me. I wanted to take a few minutes just to appreciate you and to let you know that I think you're wonderful. I do. I'm a little partial. I know I am. And I know that I spend my time talking to Black women, but I wanted to take a few minutes just to love on you, all right? Just to, one, clarify a couple of things, but more than anything, just to tell you how much I appreciate you and respect you and admire you and just thank God for you. Okay. So this is for all my Black men. All right. And I mean, all of my Black men. So go ahead and tag them, post them, because I'm going to love on Black men for a few minutes. Um, as you or may know or may not know, I have a profound commitment to empowering Black women to stand in our power emotionally, economically, um, mentally, across the board, right? And I get no I get love notes and I get notices from Black men saying, "Hey, what about us, sis? What about the brothers?" And I want you to be very clear that I am not leaving you out. I will never leave you out. That is not what I'm doing. Okay? I can only do one thing at a time and do it well. So I'm focusing on my sisters. One, because that's my niche in terms of marketing. And two, because when a Black woman heals, she actually heals an entire community. Okay? And so what I wanted to make sure you know is that everything that I'm doing, just so you know, I am supported by an army of amazing Black men who empower my power. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean we always agree. Okay? And I mean literally from my trainer to my architect for my app to my marketing genius to the people around me. I have a men. My men empower me. Okay? No man in my space can be in my space if he doesn't empower my power. All right? But I want to take a few minutes. I want to talk to you as a Black man, coming from the perspective of a Black woman, around how important you are. Just how important you are to me, how important you are to us, how important you are to Black women who are committed to healing the historical wound that has us not always be able to communicate. Okay? So I'm gonna say it soft and I'll deep dive on it later, but I just want to help you understand. Black women have a historical wound about being heard. We do. That's why we have to get the last word in. At least I do. And I'm thinking it from a historical context, or how come we talk over you from time to time, or how come we escalate. Okay, we do. We have a historical wound around being heard because our screams weren't heard. Okay, and Black men, you may not know this. Okay, have a historical wound as well. Okay, and the historical wound is that of being respected because of the history of slavery in North America. Black men, in terms of the plantation household, okay, and I'm talking to you as a theorist right now, all right, is from the plantation household, Black men, the Black male body has been more tarnished and torn than the Black female body in human history. Okay, and I'm talking about everything from buck breaking to eugenics to police brutality. Okay, so please know that I'm aware that you have wounds. And because you posed a threat, theoretically, to white slave masters back in the day, they went out of their way to make sure you were kept in your place by taking away your power to protect, to provide, um, to defend. Okay? So I want to frame it in that context. Okay? So what I want you to understand, brother man, is this. I know you're wounded. Okay? And that's not a weakness, that's appropriate. Given what you've gone through as a Black man in this world, not just in this country, but in this world, You have every right to be angry. You have every right to be frustrated. You have every right to feel like no one's listening. You have every right to feel like you're alone. You have every right. And to be fair to you, I want you to hear me when I tell you this, because my wound as a Black woman has been so loud, I haven't been able to hear you. Do you see what I'm saying? I have a wound. I have a father wound that I'm healing, and it's going great because I got a lot of Black men showing up in my space. But because of the history, where we have been pitted against each other for commerce, okay, that wound hasn't been dealt with, hasn't been healed inside of our community. And I want you to be very clear that that wound impacts you as well as a man, as an identity, okay, as a provider, as a protector, as um, as someone who can be consistent, okay. So I want you to know that I know that you're a good man and you're a brave man and you're a strong man and you're courageous and you're worthy. I need you to know that we love you. We can't always say it because the wound is so loud sometimes, especially if you haven't been trained. I've been trained. I got 30 years of training on me. Okay. So I got a lot of language in my mouth. Okay. So, but the reason why I tend to my women is because if I can get them to train them and get them healed, they don't have to react to your wounds. It gives you some space to be self reflective without having to defend. Okay? So know that the work I'm doing is for us. I'm not doing it for me or I'm doing it for us because I know that what we say to you matters. How we talk to you matters. How we honor you matters. How we hold you to account matters. I'm very clear that all you want to do is love me and protect me and provide for me and be there for me. I know that. And my sisters do too. Okay? But because we are wounded, it gets lost in the translation. It really does. Like your expression of love could be taking care of something, and my need for the expression could be words of affirmation. It gets mixed up. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want you to feel like I don't love you because I'm not calling you by your name. That's not what's happening. I'm tending to that which you value, which is Black women, to have them be healed so that when we're with you, you're not accountable for our wounds. I'm not looking to you to heal me. I'm looking to you to love me. You know what I'm saying? Total different thing, okay? And so I just need you to hear that, Black man, and I need you to understand that if I just can't do it all at the same time, right? I need you to understand that I got to start where I start, okay? And you can always support us. The men who come gravitate toward me, okay? The men who gravitate toward me are men who love their mamas. It is a real thing. And they're willing to be well. They're willing to do the real work. They're willing to heal. The men who are still wounded and who are mad about the wounds that have been inflicted by Black women, whether it's through withholding your children, whether it's calling the police on you, whether it's insisting that you do something, like whatever. I know we did that. I know it's been some foul shit Black women have done to you. I know, and I mean that I mean from lying, okay, to cheating on you with your best friend. I'm clear we did that. We did that. Okay, and I'm speaking on behalf of the Black women like me who are willing to be accountable for the wounds we've inflicted. The ones who aren't, they're not, that's not my tribe. We tell the truth here. Okay? And we've done some foul shit to you. I know we have. We have. And I want you to be very clear that it came from a wound. Because we felt like you did some foul shit to us. Okay? And the way that human nature is when you're hurt, you hurt others. I'm clear that if you ever hit a Black woman, somebody hit you first. I'm not talking about her, I'm talking about historically. I'm saying violence begets violence. Okay? And we all been whipped by massa. We all been turned out by massa. And we never healed the wound. So it gets acted out in compressed spaces. You see what I'm saying? When you have no money, you can't get a job, because you have a record, because you're trying to take care of your family, and then you feel like you've been talked down to, this is not an excuse. I just want you to understand I understand. I want you to know, black men, that I understand. Okay? I'm not condoning anything. Because where I come from, if you hit me, we hit you the fuck back. Okay? And that's a street thing, because where I come from, we break ashtrays on the street in me, y'all. The street in me is about to come out. I haven't even cursed that much. Where I come from, we break ashtrays over your head when you sleep. So I'm just saying, hurt people hurt people. And you are hurt. Now, you may have healed enough to hear this conversation, and not every black man has. But if I don't speak it, then you don't understand that I'm not coming after you. I am standing for you. And the way I stand for you is I take care of your women so they can be healed and they don't have to dump their baggage on you. Okay? So understand when I tell you it's a historical wound. Okay? And you don't have to hold it heavy. You don't even have to believe me. I don't have it that you need to believe me. Yeah, you can go ahead and share. Go ahead and share it. Get it to your men. Get it to your men. Okay? You don't have to believe me. I don't. That's not my point in this moment. What I want you to understand is that in order for us to heal as a people, okay, in order for us to create generational wealth, in order for us to create a world where our children's children don't have to keep repeating the same patterns that you and I were born into, in order to do that, we have to tell the truth. And we have to tell it with no condemnation, with no judgment, with no penalty, with no request and no demand. I don't want anything from you, bro. That's not true. I want your love. I want your love. I want you to love me the way you want to love me, in a way that honors us. Okay? And in order to do that, you have to heal. Just like I have to heal. And I'm not trying to heal you. I don't leave that to your discretion. I'm confident you got this covered. But I didn't want you feeling left out, or feeling like I didn't love you because I don't call you by your name. God mandated that I take care of his daughters. And I've been groomed for that. I have been groomed to heal all kinds of atrocities that are lived inside the black woman's body. And by so doing, when black women engage with you, you're dealing with a healed woman. You're not dealing with a wounded girl. My women come to me to heal. You understand? Because we are tired of the bullshit. And we're committed to creating a world that works for everyone, starting with us. Let me say it like this. I put black women first. But first does not mean alone. We need you. We really do. That's not hyperbole. My first million, I couldn't have made it without my brothers, and I couldn't have got to 5 million without a whole cohort of black men who had my back. Okay? So I don't even I make my money with my men. I don't make my money in spite of my man. It's not a she against he. No, it's a we thing. You see what I'm saying? But I've been groomed and trained to do this. This is what I do. My life has designed me for this. So I have to walk it the way that I know, in terms of my education, in terms of my perseverance, in terms of the fact that I can speak street one moment and education the next. I can speak queer culture as well as I can speak straight culture. I can talk bullshit to people who are dealing with AA, and I can actually talk to babies and make them laugh. So I'm groomed for some things, okay? But that doesn't mean I don't love you and I don't need you. I need you. But I need you to be aware that my need for you is not necessarily you telling me how to do it. I know you don't agree with me. I know there's some things you're like, oh, hell no. I know. I get that from white people all the time. I really do. And I get it from some black women too, who are like, oh, you too street. I'm like, well, talk to God about that. God put me on the street. Okay? Talk to God about the training that I got on the street so that I don't get offended when people come for me. That's a street thing. So as a black man whom I respect, admire, and appreciate, the only thing I'm out for you to understand is that anything I'm building for us. And I need your support in reaching the black women that you love, that you're committed to winning, having them participate with me in this movement. Because if you let them get trained by me, if you let me love on them the way that I've been trained to love on them and really move them from wounded to wealthy, if you let me do my fucking job, you will have all the women in your life be so appreciative of you loving them enough to introduce them to a different kind of education, a different kind of teacher. Okay? So please know I'm in partnership with you. I'm not against you. I'm never going to be against you. I'm never going to badmouth you. And I know you've done some bullshit. You did some foul shit. I know you did. You know you did. It's okay. I'm not justifying it. I'm saying wounded people wound people. So it's silly for me to be upset with a wounded person. If I know a person is a kleptomaniac, then I should also know they're bound to steal. Okay? So there are going to be some thefts happening, and I can either make you wrong for being a kleptomaniac, or I can account for that you're a kleptomaniac, and I can lock my doors. Okay? So my prayer is that you can hear my heart. I know that I'm not a foo-foo shishi girl. I know I'm not feminine. I know I'm not that. I talk shit. I talk direct. I got an edge on me. I know, but that doesn't mean I can't love you. That doesn't mean I cannot see you. It does not mean I cannot hear you, because I do. And I'm gentle with you because you've known so little gentleness. You've known so little kindness. And it's not a boon, it's a love offering. So when you're with me, when you're on my platforms, when you're doing your thing or sharing my word or what have you, never forget that God's greatest creation was woman. And God created woman for you. And I don't mean it in a sexy way. I mean it in a partnership way. Okay? I'm here. I'm on your side. And I need you well. I need you to take on healing your anger, your regrets, the things that keep you not being able to hear me sometimes. Okay? Not because, and I'm saying it because in order for us to win at this, we're going to have to do it together. And I'm not going to be the kind of woman who's ever going to bow down. I will honor you. I can respect and honor you without giving up me. And most of my sisters can. The women who grow with me, that's what we do. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm not talking to the black men who are mad at their mamas and they just want to spout ugly and who are so wounded that they blame everybody, including me, because I'm not including them. That's not the brother I'm talking about. I'm talking to the brothers who love us, who love black women, who love their mothers, who love their daughters, who are willing to do the internal excavation, the internal work, the internal healing, so we're equals. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It really doesn't have to be romantic. Most of my primary relationship with men are in terms of my business, which is what I need. Okay? So don't hear it like it has to be romantic. And it can be romantic. But if you're a black man who's committed to us being free, economically, politically, socially, if you're committed to that, then empower my fucking power. Empower me. Don't get mad at me because I didn't call you by your name, because I didn't say black men, I didn't include you. Don't send me those type of messages. Don't do it. The thing is, I hear you, but I know there's a bunch of black men who do empower my power, who are on my platforms, who are sharing my word, and I thank you for that. I just need you to understand that I am talking about us, but I'm doing it in the way that I am trained, where I have credibility, where I have my base, and that's black women. Okay? Don't get mad at me about that. And and the thing is, I can deal with it. I'm fine with it, but I want to talk to you. See, to me, you're not a threat to me. I'm not threatened by you, black man. I'm not. I'm not threatened by you. You're not an animal. You're not a predator or a vicious person or all the stuff they say you are on television. You're wounded. So am I. So when you're wounded, you just tend to the wound. This is me tending to the wound. Okay? That's all. Nothing, I'm never going to talk down to you. No matter how, and I will raise my voice. You should know that. I'm going to talk shit. Okay, I'm going to talk a lot of shit. Okay, I'm a shit talking chick. I talk more shit than most people do, men, women. I talk a lot of shit. Blame it on the streets. Okay, but that doesn't mean I do not respect you. I respect your point of view. I respect your perspective. I respect your wisdom. I do. So don't feel like I don't. I don't agree with you. I just don't agree. Okay, that's all. And if I don't agree with you, that doesn't mean I don't love you. That doesn't mean I don't respect you. It just means I don't agree. That's all that means, Daddy. That's all it means. It does mean I don't agree. And I can love you and never agree with you. But that doesn't mean I want to empower your word in the world. That doesn't mean I'm going to diminish you. That doesn't mean I'm going to attack you. That doesn't mean I'm going to badmouth you. It just means I don't agree. I just don't agree. I have my own mind. I have my own perspective. I have my own money. I have my own spot. I don't need you. I want you. Don't you want to be wanted? Do you have to be needed in order to know how valuable you are? And to be fair, given that you've been socialized in terms of sexism and racism to be a particular kind of man, I think that's a valid point. It's a valid point, bro. It is a valid point. But I think you're more than that. I think you're so much more than your ability to be a wallet. You see what I'm saying? I think you're more than that. I think you're much more than what TV tells us you are. I think you're much more. I think you're more than you realize. I think you're more than you know. And I want to talk to that man. I want that black man in my life. I want that black man on my platform. The one who's willing to heal. Because when you heal, you can lead. And when you lead, we will follow. You know how it goes. And for my faith-based brothers, check it out. And for all my Moors, don't get mad. I'm gonna use a Christian-based model. Don't get mad. I know there are other models. I'm just using this model because it's the one I'm familiar with. So don't get mad at me, okay? But if you think about it in terms of a Christian faith-based model, is this: Christ loved the church, okay? And a husband is supposed to love his wife like Christ loved the church. Now, if you think about it, Christ wiped the feet of his disciples. He washed them, and he never let them wash his feet. Okay? So in terms of that dynamic, that means that if a man, I'm using a Christian metaphor, so don't get mad at me. All my Moors, all my Hebrews, don't get mad at me. Just map it on. All right? In that particular structure, then that means that the husband or the man, all right, is actually humbling himself to that which he loves, not the other way around. Jesus did not make his disciples wipe his feet. He washed their feet. So metaphorically speaking, just metaphorically speaking, and I said metaphorically, then if a man wants me to follow him, if he wants me to submit to him, then he better be a fucking leader. He better be Jesus in terms of that particular model, in terms of that particular metaphor. We want to follow you, but not in terms of like because of by virtue of your penis, because you're endowed with a penis. That means you already have the right. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. That's like I don't think it's fair. Okay, just because you got a pee doesn't mean that I should do what you say. Okay? But what I am saying is when you honor yourself as your word, when you have the compassion of a Messiah, of a Jesus, of a oh God, get my men right, of a not a Malcolm, but what's my other brother name? I was trying to think of one of my Islams. I can't get all my religions together right now because they're all conflating. Okay? But when you can love the way that the great messiahs of the times in every religion have loved, it inspires. It inspires us. I want to be inspired by you, black man. I want to be inspired by you. That's all I want. And the way you inspire me is you don't have to pay for me. I got my own money, and I'm training my women to have their own money. I'm serious about that. You don't have to buy my love. My love is free. So, but I want to be Muhammad. Thank you, T. Good Jesus. Muhammad. I'm so glad. Thanks somebody for helping me with that one. But I want to be inspired. I want to trust that you do what you say. I want you to communicate to me in love and kindness and compassion. I want you to have some space for my wounds. Even when I'm wrong, don't attack me. Hug me. If I'm wrong, hug me. If you hug me while I'm wrong, I will tell you I'm wrong. If you attack me when I'm wrong, I'm going to attack you back. I promise you I will. And every black woman who is within the sound of my voice, who knows what I'm talking about, they can attest. Ladies, back me on this. Okay? So if you really want me to honor your leadership, whether it's in business or a household or whatever, you got to start seeing me as your equal. That I got stuff too. I can give you things. I can teach you things. I can show you things. I know stuff too. So don't get mad at me because I don't say it the way you want me to say it. And don't get mad at me for doing what I think is best, even if you don't like it. Empower it. Even if I'm wrong. Let's say I'm wrong. Let's say I'm going to do a business venture and you're like, Dr. V or V, I don't think you should do that. Thank you, Helen, for backing me on this shit. And I'm like, you say I shouldn't. And I'm like, I'm doing it because I think it's best. And you're like, I don't think so. I'm like, I'm doing it because I think it's best. And you say, okay. And I know you don't like it, but I do it and I fail. Don't come to me and say, I told you so. Don't do that. If you don't want me to do that to you, don't do it to me. Don't do it. If I fail, hold my hand. Tell me I'm a good person. Tell me that I did my best. Tell me that I tried. And most people don't even dare to try. Tell me that. Edify me. Don't condemn me to be right about me trusting my judgment. Sometimes I'm wrong. But that doesn't give you the right to attack. It doesn't make it okay. I don't want to fight you. I want to love you. But you got to make room for me. I am a woman, okay? And I'm a brilliant fucking genius woman, okay? And I'm a wounded woman, all right? And I'm a flawed human being. And I love you with everything that I am. I love you because you're here, because you love me. And it's an imperfect love. It's an imperfect love. It really is. It's an imperfect love. But that doesn't make it less valuable. I need you to value my process the way you want me to value yours. I need you to grant me the grace that you want me to grant you. I need you to have the compassion for me that you need from me so you can thrive in this world that seems to be against us. And if we could do that, if we can just try just a little bit, a little compassion, a little empathy, a little grace, a little mercy, we could turn this whole ship around. We can stop the violence. We can stop the crime. We can stop the slaughter. We can stop it all. Because when you and I do things together, we build empires. And I don't want to do it without you, black man. I don't want to do it without you. I want to do it with you. But I can't do it with you if you turn me into the enemy. I can't. You tie my hands. And then you back me into a corner. And I got to come out and fight this to stand for myself, to have my voice be heard. You know I got a wound. You know I got a wound about being heard. Maybe you could just hear me out and try to hear it from my perspective. You give me that one grace. You give me that one, and you will gain my loyalty. You fight me on it, you're going to deal with my wrath. And for every black woman who's like me, I'm not saying all black women are, but the ones who are my truth tellers, back me on this so they don't think it's just me. Okay? And so I just want to make sure you know that I'm here. And I love you. And I will hold my ground. And I will speak up. And I will talk back. And I will say no. And I will put myself above you. I will put myself first. I will watch out for me. I will take care of me because you need an equal, not a fucking doormat. And if that's not what you want, then I'm not what you need. I can't build a business with you. I can't build it with you because I need to have the room to be the leader I am. And so do my sisters. Okay? So know that I'm not mad at you. I'm passionate, but I'm not angry. I'm committed. I'm flexible, but you're going to have to give me a reason to be flexible. But you got to honor that I'm just as valuable as you, okay? Maybe not in the same way, but don't diminish me, please. Don't talk down to me, please. Don't correct me, please. And don't attack me, whether it's verbally, emotionally, financially, spiritually. Don't attack me. I'm on your side. And I've always been on your side since we came to this country. And I have forgiven you all your sins. So please, respect that. Okay? Honor that. And if you need to say something to me, say it in love. I can hear you, but I can't hear you when you invalidate me. I can't hear you when you correct me. I can't hear you when you attack me or call me names. So don't do that. It's not necessary with me. I want to hear you. Okay? So help me hear you by speaking in a tone of love, gently, in clear points, so I can follow your logic, and then make room for me to respond and not have it equal that I have to agree with you. Okay? And if we can start that now, if we can start that now, we'll train up the next generation to communicate instead of combat. Okay? Okay, black man, I love you. Thank you for listening to me. Thanks for hearing me out. My prayers that you can hear my heart. If you're fed by this word, please share it. For my sisters, all my truth tellers, thank you for holding me down. Ah! I know I talked long on this one, but I wanted to make sure I got all of the pieces in. Um, yeah, and I think that's all I have for now. For my sisters' success, use this as a model to talk to your men. Use it as a model, okay? You may have to do it more than once. You may have to work it out, right? But if you use this as a model to talk to your men, it'll move forward more so than arguing with them, okay? It's just use it as a model, all right? I'm trying to see if there's anything else I want to share before I pop off because I want to hold this one precious. Um, no, I think that's all I have for now. For all my black men, for other brothers who love me, who love us, thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for the space to let me say it the way I say it. Thank you for not getting mad at me for even addressing this. You know what I mean? And thank you for your support. You share my work as much as my women do. There's one brother here that I really want to say thank you to. I think it's Dave Sanders. He's been following me for a while. He's amazing, and he was the one that sparked this conversation in my mind. So I want to say thank you, Dave. Thank you for loving me, for protecting me, for supporting me on in these internet, in these social media streets. You know what I mean? I just want you to know I appreciate you, and you're just a great man. You inspire me. You inspire me. So this one is for you. And that's all I got for now. I'm going to be launching my tech startup soon. I'll be talking about that on another post. And I love you, black man. This is Dr. Venus, your hot mess millionaire. Please share this video.